Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be reacting to when streamers destroy destroy false accusations. Let's get into it.
From destroying his clout-chasing accuser,
you're just gonna weaponize this shit? You're gonna make this shit up?
to getting accused of rape as a social media experiment.
This isn't some f***ed up social experiment. That's my fucking life, bro.
Here are 8 times YouTubers destroyed false accusations. Starting with the most recent, Mr. T-Lexify, whose 1.5 million subscriber channel cheat and spend tons of money on OF. Like, I know it is not my place to judge, and it is his life, but he is just creepy and gross, forcing the YouTuber to respond 12 days later.
I have no clue how anyone could spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on fans. I don't even make that much money.
He would also debunk his ex's and grape allegations.
Reagan was an obsessive fan of mine. She fetishized me before I even knew who she was. I never used my influence to engage with her. She was the first person to message me and enact any sort of a relationship. The claim that she was not interested in doing intimate things with me and felt repulsed while we were in a consensual public relationship is just completely false. Reagan was the one begging me for intimacy, even when I had told her that I wanted to wait and not rush anything as we were so young.
The most shocking part, though, was when he exposed Reagan's darkest secret.
I found her diary that detailed her cheating on me as an adult when we were in a relationship earlier that year. Reagan targeted Lawrence, who was a minor. I was disgusted by her actions.
This strong evidence immediately flipped the narrative. It's funny how she accused him of her as a fan when that's exactly what she was doing. Projection is a crazy thing, forcing Reagan to lock her ex profile temporarily upon receiving backlash. Lex, on the other hand, has stayed silent since, confident that his ex will release another document, but stating he will not respond to it. Where Lex used over 1,000 screenshots to shut down Reagan, however, Hasanabi would destroy his accuser with just a single sentence. During Destiny's stream on October 18th, 2022, Twitch streamer Lavloon would hint that Hassan did something evil.
I'm about to drop a Hassan nuke. Every time his name is brought up, I'm like vibrating.
But though her fellow streamers stopped her from sharing it live, the details would surface a month later after her Discord DM screenshot went viral. I think Hassan's outrage against everything is really funny because he slept with my friend when she was like 17 and he was 24, leading fans to confront Hassan the next morning on his live stream.
Did you hook up with a minor? Maybe address that. No, I did not. Why are you insane?
Hassan would then end the allegations with a single statement.
I know who she's talking about. And that person was 19. I talked to the actual person this morning, and she was like, that is insane.
And destroy the accuser.
Oh, we just massage the numbers a little bit. We just massage the numbers a little bit, you know what I mean? I was like, how fucked is that? You're really gonna fucking turn around and act like you're just gonna weaponize this shit? You're gonna make this shit up? What a psychotic, insane fucking thing to do.
Knowing Lavloon's reputation, however, many were not shocked. Knew Lev personally a few years ago, literally one of the worst people I've ever met. Anyone that knows her is not surprised. So sorry to Hassan for this ish. When confronted, Lavloon would resort to using the victim card.
I think my brain is fine. I think well. I just don't think before I speak. I just need to be more patient. I'm just impulsive. I'm just impulsive and retarded. I'm obviously severely mentally ill.
Meanwhile, Hassan quickly moved on with his career unharmed, unlike Tobuscus, whose accuser took over 2 years to destroy, partly thanks to a mysterious helper. On April 8th, 2016, Tobuscus's ex, April Fletcher, would release a Tumblr post detailing her traumatic night at his house. Toby is a drug addict, and that the amount of he put in my drink are far more than I will ever be capable of handling. Did we have S? Did we only talk? I'm not sure. All I know is that at some point he is passed out cuddling me on his beanbag chair. Once I feel like I can maneuver a car, the next afternoon, I drive home. I really shouldn't have drove, but I needed to escape him. I come home and my roommates are in the kitchen. They would be so mad if they knew I was still talking to Toby after the blatant grape, so I tell them that someone at a bar me, earning the internet's favor. I stand with April F. because abuse isn't always physical, forcing Toby to address the allegations 3 days later.
A person I dated a few years ago has just made some extremely serious, false accusations about me. And I want to be crystal clear. I've never done anything without her consent. I've never tried to trick her into anything. I read her Tumblr post, and I was shocked.
Despite this, he lost subscribers and his role as Ant-Man's voice in a mobile game. With Toby making no further efforts to clear his name, a concerned fan named Imsmatter would help against April's accusations. She says in her Tumblr post that after being on the 26th of February, she was able to drive a car the next afternoon from Toby's house. Yet the text messages take place in the morning from 8:40 to 14:10 February 27, also revealing an important detail. Contrary to popular belief, Toby and April were never in a relationship, and after just one date, Toby decided they should just stay friends, even after April wanted more than a friendly relationship. Toby didn't react until the hashtag #MeToo movement 2 years later, where he would finally share his story.
A few years ago, a friend of mine came to my house at night after partying, and we hung out for a bit, and she asked to stay the night. I said, okay, and nothing was going to happen, because at this point we were friends, and this wasn't that kind of relationship. She said she was uncomfortable sleeping by herself, and she asked that she sleep in the bed with me. I said, okay. And then she asked me to cuddle her, and we cuddled, and nothing else happened.
He would also confirm that April wanted more than that.
The only problem I was aware of that she was upset with was that I didn't want to be in a relationship.
Though they remained friends over the years, Toby would understand she hadn't taken their rejection lightly after she told him about her new guy's experience.
She had a boyfriend at the time, and also that he was accused of by a Tumblr post. And so I responded with, what the hell is Tumblr? That sucks that someone would do something like that. Yeah. They would falsely accuse someone, and that it destroyed them. And there were no repercussions for the woman. So a few months after this, she made her own Tumblr post about me,
making fans realize her true motive. She couldn't get you, so she destroyed you, forcing April to delete.
Yeah, he was saying that. Yeah, that happened. That's terrible.
Her social media accounts temporarily, but despite proving his innocence, Tobuscus never regained his former fame following this allegation, which almost also happened to Dream, whose 32 million subscriber Minecraft channel nearly fell apart after he faced a series of accusations. The first surfaced a day after his much-awaited face reveal, when a former fan named Anastasia shared her unsettling experience on Twitter. Too tired/real life, struggling to get involved, but the YouTuber trending right now already face revealed 2 years ago when he was flirting with me when I was as a minor. Faced with skepticism, she quickly provided evidence. Here's me telling him I'm 18 soon, not yet. I also believe I clearly had 17 in my bio the same time. I have 20 now. I have him asking for my snap, and we talked about school, triggering a train of hashtag Dream as a Freak tweets. Now I regret saying he didn't look ugly in the face reveal. He's ugly on the inside and outside. Dream doesn't even care what people think about him. Minor. Dream, are you a portable document? Because you were giving off major PDF file vibes right now. Dream would address everything the next day through a Twit Longer post. In these DMs, there are no inappropriate comments whatsoever. It was just friendly conversation. In these screenshots, them being 18 years old is mentioned in their bio, and I also very clearly asked them for their age. Before he could rest for disproving the first allegations, however, a second accuser came forward.
Hi, I am not happy to be making this video, but I'm Amanda, and you might know me as one of the girls that was by Dream. He sent me a picture of his, and he sent me a picture of him nutting to me. I informed him that I was coming to Orlando in August, and it was suggested that we meet up and have...
Followed by a third one a month later, defending a woman named Jamie. But on December 20th, 2023, Dream would destroy the two new allegations in an 80-minute video, first exposing Amanda's inconsistencies.
She claims that sexting started around January 17th and that sexting stopped February 10th. Even if you want to give her the maximum benefit of doubt and say that she confused the timeline, she turned 18 on the 17th, 1 week after she claimed the sexting stopped, so there's not much leeway. She said that we planned to meet up and have sex in August when she was in Orlando. First of all, this was before my face reveal. I did not leave my house. I was massively paranoid. I was not meeting up with a random person I had just met 2 months before my face reveal.
And then reading a statement from the real Jamie.
My name is Jamie. I want to make it very clear that I definitely am not a victim of Dream. I don't know how or why people are using my name and information without having ever asked me if any of it's true.
The evidence inspired viewers to connect the dots. Honestly, the fact that all of these allegations popped out almost immediately after his face reveal says a lot. Dream then took a 7-month break, but while it didn't diminish his fame, it never returned to his pre-face reveal level. However, this is now far from happening to angry reactions, whose victory came with a heavy price. The situation started with his arrest on February 12, 2024. In the police report, the motivational TikToker was detained for allegedly hitting Sierra, his then girlfriend, and the mother of their son. Many were in disbelief. This was a shock to see and hear. He seemed so nice and chill despite that angry-looking
Relationship abuse? I don't know. That might be it.
exterior. But after paying $50,000 for his release, O'Neill would reveal the truth.
This was a situation of me getting attacked from a woman and defending myself. I was being attacked by a woman, and the slightest bit of defense landed me in jail.
Despite the case being dismissed 3 weeks later, though, Sierra would still share her side of the story.
He has pushed me and put bruises on me while I was pregnant.
Due to the gravity of the claim, Onea would call his dad during a stream.
She's showing bruises of me defending myself from her, and she making the internet think that...
And make a heartbreaking announcement.
I'm not doing the angry reactions content no more. I can't. It will never be the same after all of it.
Leaving TikTok, however, led to an even worse situation days later, as he confirmed in an Instagram post. Happy Mother's Day, Sierra. It's been over a month since you ran away with my son. Packed everything up and moved all the way across the country when I wasn't home. This betrayal pushed Anaya to vent his frustrations in an interview.
She doing this shit because she mad at me, bro. She ruining my fucking life, bro. Cause she mad. I miss my son, bro. I ain't seen my son in a month.
And destroy his ex's accusations.
I do grab her when she acting crazy, when she attacking me. I leave bruises.
Right.
But when she's showing these bruises to anybody with a normal IQ, you can see, like, these are not you being beaten bruises. This is you being grabbed bruises, right?
Though he received support, he hasn't been seen since, showing how deeply the allegations affected him. But while his false claims were damaging, they don't compare to what Pro Jared had to endure. The famous game reviewer's image would be severely tainted after his ex-wife Heidi posted a tweet exposing him on May 9th, 2019, just minutes after his divorce announcement. Ian recently learned that my husband, Pro Jared, has been effing Holly Conrad behind my back for months. She would double down an hour later by sharing Pro Jared's secret. He has been soliciting from his fans for years. I was there. In the beginning, it was a joke on Tumblr. Then it was its own Tumblr account, just which was quickly backed up by the YouTuber's former fans. Chai, when I was 16 in early 2016, Pro Jared posted a request for nudes on his Tumblr. I send him a lewd image of my melon squashed behind one arm, no nipples visible, with the caption, "I'm 16, so no more." I sent him many actual real nudes. He knew I was 16. And Charlie, who provided evidence. This one is pretty bad. I'm a baby, though it was used in a joking manner, clearly expresses that I was young, inexperienced, or vulnerable. He chose to ignore this. Losing 20% of his subscribers, the YouTuber would only address April's cheating allegations. A few years ago, Heidi asked me if we could be in an open, polyamorous marriage. Heidi has taken several casual partners and has been in a more serious relationship with another partner since 2017. Heidi encouraged me to tell Holly that I was developing feelings for her, but when I did, things changed with Heidi, but many weren't convinced. If you're gonna take half a week to make a statement, at least cook up a lie that covers all the allegations against you. But just when it seemed Pro Jared's career was over, he would return 3 months later to end all accusations. First, clarifying the issue of exchanging nudes with fans.
Yeah, I did. And I always made it clear that it was for consenting adults only.
He would then go on to disprove Chai's claims.
He stated that he has no evidence of us ever interacting. So all we have to go on is his word. And in an instance such as this, where he has no evidence, my word is just as valid as his.
And expose Charlie.
It's very clear that Charlie had access to our entire conversation on Tumblr, and they would have been able to see everything. But they still chose to only show carefully selected and carefully cropped images. This was done to make me look as bad as possible and to mislead you. If Charlie would have shown the very start of our messages, you would have seen where Charlie lied.
Lastly, he addressed Heidi's cheating allegations.
No cheating happened. I told my wife of the time that I no longer wanted to be with her in October of 2018. I was refused. I was told no. I was denied.
Making fans praise him. Pro Jared honestly has handled an allegation like this the best in my book. He gave legit evidence, he kept composure even while facing really bad accusations, and he proved himself innocent. Chai then deleted his Twitter while Charlie was banned. Heidi, on the other hand, continued calling out her ex-husband on a 2-hour video.
You are a cheater. You have cheated, and I am not okay with it.
Despite this, the YouTuber chose not to respond, putting his focus on posting videos instead. Where Pro Jared took months to clear his reputation, though, Tubbo did it in minutes when he received unexpected news during his live stream.
Now I've just been sent by my moderators a tweet accusing me of stuff that has frankly never fucking happened.
The tweet, posted by a burner account named Emma, detailed the victim's devastating experience with the Minecraft YouTuber in 2021. Being 16 and wanting to fit in, I decided to drink alcohol for the first time. I quickly lost control and found myself in a
Apparently I learned this recently, but I guess most people who are like who drink alcohol before they're 21 become alcoholics, which is crazy, pretty crazy, honestly. So yeah, I'd probably never drink an alcohol. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, but definitely when I'm 21. Anyway.
Vulnerable state. That's when Tubbo, who was also at a party, offered to take me home. Instead of taking me home, he drove to a secluded parking lot. It was there that he made advances towards me and touched me inappropriately, prompting Tubbo to explain why the story was made up.
Okay, first of all, 2021 was peak pandemic, peak lockdown. I didn't go to any parties. I didn't go out of my house. Okay? No parties, and I don't offer to. Obviously, you don't know if this is true. This is just you taking my word for it. And I can't fucking drive. I don't have a driver's license.
But while the accusation was quickly disproved, Emma tweeted a follow-up 12 hours later. Is this when I come out and say the whole thing was a major effed up social experiment to show how easy it is for something this dumb to go viral? Infuriating the YouTuber.
That's so fucked up, dude. This isn't some up social experiment. That's my fucking life, bro.
As well as his fans. I hope they realize how wrong they were and that it's only making things harder for real victims to come forward, forcing Emma to delete her account and erase all evidence. She's still nothing, however.
Because you can't just do that because it's a social experiment. You can't do that. It's so wrong. That's my take on it.
Compared to Super Mega's accuser, whose mission would fail only because of one greedy mistake. On July 27th, 2023, artist and NSFW cosplayer Lex Updog would share her traumatic experience with her ex, Donder, the then artist for Super Mega.
He physically was forcing me, attempting to physically force me to give him oral. And the only reason why it didn't work was because I physically pushed him away.
Her biggest revelation though was how Matt and Ryan, Super Mega's creators, handled the situation.
They've pretty much covered up my sexual assault and then made it my problem. I had no support from them. They said they believed me and then gave me no support. That's just not what that means.
Many condemned Super Mega. I feel incredibly bad for Lex. Very disappointing stuff from Matt and Ryan. I think this kinda ends SM. I just don't see how you can want to support the channel anymore. This led to a loss of subscribers, prompting the channel creators to respond 3 days later. First, Matt would clarify what really went down after they learned of Lex's essay.
Despite our delayed action on this, I do want to state unequivocally that Ryan and I never made any attempts to cover up a sexual assault or to aid Dawn. In response to what Lex told us, we removed Dawn as our channel artist and we cut contact with him 100%. We didn't say anything to the public about it. We never stated our reasoning for cutting contact with Dawn or removing him as the channel artist because Lex had not publicly talked about this and she expressed that she did not want this to be a thing that was public. We felt like it was not our place to address someone else's sexual assault.
While Ryan would take a humble approach.
I am sorry to Lex for making them feel like they weren't heard at that time. There's no excusing the way Matt and I handled that situation. If we were to do it right, we would have, from the get-go, fired Don immediately. We ended up doing that, but it took us too long.
Following their statements, the public's perception changed. As a Super Mega fan from the beginning, I felt disappointed when I saw this drama spark up. But my disappointment shifted to confusion almost immediately when I learned how little this situation actually has to do with Matt and Ryan. It's crazy how people are more angry at Matt and Ryan than the guy who actually SA'd Lex. Despite proving their innocence, Super Mega took a 6-month hiatus and returned on February 27, 2024, warmly welcomed by everyone, except Lex, who would release a response video 2 months later.
Matt and Ryan decided to ignore most of the things that they could address from my video, instead opting to spend their respective videos defending themselves, despite claims against doing so.
This time, however, she didn't get the sympathy she wanted. How convenient that their responses were 8 months ago, and you choose to make this video as soon as they return to YouTube. What a coincidence. The timing showed she won't rest until she destroys Super Mega, who has already left her drama behind.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, I mean, you can't accuse someone. You can't accuse somebody of SA. That's just terrible. So no wonder the they got after them, because SA shouldn't be joked around with.
From destroying his
Alright, let's go. Okay. Yeah, because that should not be joked around about, because, I mean, it's wrong. I mean, yeah. So, but hey, I mean, I'm glad that these people stood up for themselves, because these could have been like ending career controversial drama. That's what it is. It's like ending career and career controversial drama. So I'm glad that they saved it career. Anyway, yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, homies.